Hello again, my dear students. Hoping great and hoping you are safe. Today is a supplement to the active and passive voice, so it's a grammar lesson. Let's know the objectives of our lesson. We will revise what is active and what is passive. We will revise how to form the passive within the present simple tense and the past simple tense. We will learn how to form the passive within the other different tenses. We will learn some irregular verbs. And finally, we will answer some exercises. The active voice. Let's read the sentence. Ali plays football. Ali plays football. As I told you before, in the active sentence, the person or thing who is responsible for the action in the sentence comes first. In the active sentences, the person or thing responsible for the action in the sentence comes first. The above sentence, Ali is the person who is responsible for the action. So we started the sentence with Ali. The passive. Let's read the sentence. Football is played by Ali. Football is played by Ali. As I told you before, in the passive sentence, the person or thing acted on comes first, and the actor is added to the end, introduced by the preposition by, and the actor can be omitted. In the above sentence, football is the thing which is acted on, so we started the sentence with football. How to form the passive in English? As we said before, we make the passive by putting the verb to be into whatever tense we need, and then adding the past participle. For regular verbs, we make the past participle by adding ed to the infinitive. So play becomes played, work becomes worked. To form a passive sentence in the present simple tense, we start with the object and then put verb to be in the present am, is, or are, and after that we use the past participle of the verb. For example, the wire is broken. The wire is broken. To form a passive sentence in the past simple, we will start with the object, then was or were, and after that the past participle of the verb. Object, was or were, and then the past participle of the verb. Now, let's see how to make passive in other tenses. The present continuous. Let's see this example. Ahmed is writing the lesson. Ahmed is writing the lesson. The lesson is being written by Ahmed. The lesson is being written by Ahmed. So in the present continuous, object, am, is, are, plus being, plus the past participle. To make a passive sentence in the past continuous, let's see this example. Adel was washing the car. The car was being washed by Adel. The car was being washed by Adel. So, we will start with the object, then was or were, being, plus the past participle of the verb. How to make a passive sentence in the present perfect tense. Ahmed has written the lesson. The lesson has been written by Ahmed. So the object, has or have been, plus the past participle. To make a passive sentence in the past perfect, for example, Adel has washed the car. It will be the car had been washed. So we will start with the object, then had been plus the past participle. Now let's move to how to make passive sentences in the future tense. The first case, future 1. Let's see this example. Ahmed will write the lesson. Ahmed will write the lesson. The lesson will be written by Ahmed. The lesson will be written. Will be written. So to make a passive sentence in the future, the first case, we will start with the object, then will be plus the past participle. For the second case in the future, let's see this example. Ahmed will have written the lesson. The lesson will have been written. So the object will be followed by will have been plus the past participle. Conditional 1. Ahmed would write the lesson. The lesson would be written by Ahmed. Would write, would be written. So we will start with the object, then can, could, would, may, must, or might, plus verb to be in the infinitive, plus the past participle. Conditional 2. Ahmed would have written the lesson. Would have written. The lesson would have been written. So we will start with the object, then would have, and after that been, and the past participle. The lesson would have been written by Ahmed. Now let's see how to make passive sentences with two objects. Rewriting an active sentence with two objects in passive voice means that one of the two objects becomes the subject and the other one remains an object. Which object to transform into a subject? depends on what you want to put the focus on. Let's see this example. Ihab wrote a letter to me. Ihab wrote a letter to me. Ihab is the subject. Wrote is the verb. A letter is an object. Me is another object. To make this active sentence, to change it to passive, we can say, a letter was written to me by Ihab. A letter was written to me by Ihab. Or I was written a letter by Ihab. I was written a letter by Ihab. Here are some important irregular verbs to study. Send, sent, and the past participle is sent. Sing, sang, sung. Sit, sat, sat. Sleep, slept, slept. Speak, spoke, spoken. Stand, stood, stood. Swim, swam, swam. Take, took, taken. Teach, taught, taught. Tell, told, told. Think, thought, thought. Understand, understood, understood. Wear, wore, worn. Write, wrote, written. Now, let's answer some exercises together. Rewrite the active sentences in passive voice and the passive voice sentences in active voice. Number 1. Many people visit Washington. It's an active sentence. How to make it passive? Many people visit Washington. Washington is visited. Washington is visited. Number 2. Here is a passive sentence. We should make it active. The White House was built by James Hoppen. The White House was built by James Hoppen. James Hoppen built the White House. Number 3. Here is a passive sentence. The White House and the Capitol are connected by Pennsylvania Avenue. Pennsylvania Avenue connects the White House and the Capitol. Number 4. In the Capitol, workers are building a visitors center. How to make it passive? We will start with the object, then the final form of verb to be, and after that, the past participle of the verb. The object here is, yes, a visitor's center. A visitor's center is being built in the Capitol. A visitor's center is being built by workers. Number 5. Here is an active sentence. They will probably finish it in 2006. How to make it passive? Let's search for the object. They will probably finish it. The object here is, yes, it. It will probably be finished in 2006. Now it's your turn. Fill the gaps with the correct tenses active or passive voice. And that is the end of our lesson. Hoping it was useful. Thank you.